This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Tuesday, July 22nd. After weeks of hanging out in the sweaty mid-90s, the Dallas-Fort Worth area may finally enter the sweltering 100s this week. There have been some fake-outs this summer with the heat wave across Texas in May and then the heat dome across the eastern U.S. in June. Both were forecast to bring triple digits to North Texas. And while the highs did climb, the temperature stayed below 100 in both instances. If the milestone does arrive this week, it will be notably behind schedule, a reflection of the relatively mild summer the region has experienced so far. The historical average for North Texas's first 100-degree day is July 1st. That's according to the National Weather Service's Fort Worth office. Expect seasonable highs of 97, 98 degrees through midweek. The heat index each day shouldn't be too far above that. Thursday and Friday bring the greatest chance of hitting triple digits. Today will be very warm and plenty of sunshine with a high of 98. The overnight low will be 75. Here are today's headlines. After a 140-day regular session that he described as the best of his 10 years as governor, Greg Abbott is calling the Texas legislature back for overtime. While most special sessions are limited in scope with a small number of tasks, Abbott has loaded the agenda for this session with 18 items. It's unlikely lawmakers will tackle everything given the natural pace of government and the complexity of many of the topics. By the end of the 30-day session, it will be interesting to see if lawmakers can pass enough items to satisfy Abbott, or if a lack of progress will compel him to call them back for another round. There are 3 items the legislature will have to approve, including a robust response to the Central Texas flooding that killed at least 135 people. Flood control and improving warning systems is the top agenda item for lawmakers. Leaders in the House and Senate have already developed a process to study issues related to the tragedy. Secondly, President Donald Trump has urged Texas Republicans to develop new congressional boundaries that will add more Republicans to the state's congressional delegation. Texas Governor Greg Abbott placed redistricting on the special session agenda after the U.S. Department of Justice sent a letter warning Texas officials that 4 of the state's majority-minority congressional districts are unconstitutionally gerrymandered. And lastly, hemp-derived THC products will be on the agenda. Abbott vetoed the legislature's ban on hemp-derived THC products such as gummies and vapes because, in his view, it violates the Constitution. Now the legislature must use the special session to develop more regulations for the $8 billion industry and its 55,000 jobs. Abbott has suggested THC products be regulated with controls similar to what the state puts on alcohol. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick pushed hard for the ban, which he said is preferable to trying to regulate the industry. In other news, the assigned seating era at Southwest Airlines finally has a precise date. Come January, the Dallas-based air carrier will end more than 50 years of the pick-your-spot philosophy that defined its history. Southwest will use assigned seating for flights starting January 27th next year. That includes extra legroom seating, which includes up to 5 extra inches to stretch out. Customers will be able to pick their seats for any flight that date and later. The move is part of a raft of operational adjustments designed to mollify dissatisfied shareholders and make Southwest more competitive with its industry peers. In recent months, Southwest has implemented a slew of changes that came after activist investor Elliott Management waged a vicious proxy battle with Southwest leadership last year. Since the investor battle started last summer, Southwest has seen its board of directors overhauled and started charging for the first 2 pieces of luggage, marking the end of the bags fly free days. It also started red-eye flights in some markets. Next up, have you ever wondered how emergency alerts find you while you're traveling? Well, Curious Texas received that question from a Dallas Morning News reader and provided an answer. Emergency alerts go out to every phone in the area. No need to sign up. That's according to the Federal Emergency Management Agency. If you are close enough to get the signal, you will get the warning. Curious Texas is a project from the Dallas Morning News that invites readers to join in our reporting process. The idea is simple. You have questions, and our journalists track down the answers. And you can read more about today's Curious Texas question and response by visiting dallasnews.com. And if you're feeling the pinch every time you pay at a Dallas-Fort Worth restaurant, you are not alone. The National Restaurant Association reports that this year, 47% of its restaurant operators surveyed said they'd added discounts, deals, or promotions to their menus. Bring it on, we say. The Dallas Morning News compiled a long list of budget-friendly restaurants in North Texas to help you save some money. We've picked cozy and affordable spots worth your time. We also asked Dallas Morning News readers to share their favorite affordable restaurants. To read the full list, head to dallasnews.com. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I will be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.